Let's move on towards our next topic of discussion, that is identity matrix. Okay, so what does it mean by identity matrix? So mathematically, I will teach you the mathematical definition first, then we will look at the definition which is in words. So let's have a look at mathematical definition of identity matrix. A square matrix. Okay, so clearly this is a square matrix, 3 cross 3 matrix, and this is also a square matrix which is 4 cross 4 matrix. So a square matrix is a matrix where number of rows and number of columns are equal. I have already told you what is a square matrix. Square matrix is a matrix where number of rows and number of columns both are equal. That is called as a square matrix. So a square matrix A equal to Aij is called identity matrix if and only if. If and only if. So a square matrix A equal to Aij like this will be called an identity matrix if and only if Aij equal to 1, that is the element is equal to 1 if I equal to j. So for you can have a look, I equal to j for this element, I equal to j for this element, I equal to j for this element. So these three elements are what? These three elements are diagonal elements. For diagonal elements I equal to j. Okay, so all the diagonal elements for which I equal to j, so a11 is 1, a22 is 1, a33 is 1. Okay, so I equal to j will be equal to 1, and if I is not equal to j, for example here I is not equal to j, 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 here also I is not equal to j. So all those elements will be equal to 0. All those elements will be equal to 0 where I is not equal to j. Similarly in this matrix 4 cross 4 matrix, you can have a look. These elements, these particular elements have I equal to j. Okay, they have I equal to j, and all the other elements which I am marking with green color, these elements do not have I equal to j. I is not equal to j for these elements. I is not equal to j for these elements. Okay, so this is a identity matrix. Why it is an identity matrix? Because all diagonal elements are equal to 1 and all non-diagonal elements are equal to 0. So non-diagonal elements must be 0 and diagonal elements must be 1. Then it is called as unit matrix or identity matrix. Okay, so over here if we want to write it properly, then you can have a look. Okay, we can have a look at 4 cross 4 matrices also. Okay, so let us write it properly. Okay, let me show you. So the way I showed you for 3 cross 3 matrix, the way I showed you the definition for 3 cross 3 matrix like this, similarly I am going to show you the definition for 4 cross 4 matrix. Similarly I am going to show you the definition for 4 cross 4 matrix. So let us apply the definition. So first of all, let me write an identity matrix, 4 cross 4 identity matrix. Let me write it properly. Okay, let me write it properly. This is 4 cross 4 identity matrix. Now the question arises, why it is 4 cross 4 identity matrix. So a11, okay, a12, a13, a14, okay, then a21, a22, a23, a24, okay, then a31, a31, a32, a33, a34, okay, then a41, a42, a43, a44, okay. So the thing is that this is first element, first row, first column, so a11, first row, second column, so a12, first row, third column, so a13, first row, fourth column, so a14, second row, first column, so a21, second row, second column, so a22, second row, third column, so a23, second row, fourth column, so a24, third row, first column, so a31, third row, second column, so a32, third row, third column, so a33, third row, fourth column, so a34, fourth row, first column, so a41, fourth row, second column, so a42, fourth row, third column, so a43, fourth row, fourth column, so a44. Okay, now let us try to apply the definition. What does the definition say? The definition says, see, the way we had applied for 3 cross 3, the way we had applied the definition for 3 cross 3 matrix, similarly we are going to apply the definition for 4 cross 4 matrix. Okay, so if I equal to j, it should be, the element should be equal to 1. If I equal to j, the element should be equal to 1, and if I is not equal to j, the element should be equal to 0. Okay, so have a look. For all these elements I equal to j, for all these elements I is equal to j. Okay, so they are equal to 1. for all these elements I is equal to j, so they are equal to 1. Okay, for I equal to j they are equal to 1, and where I is not equal to j, here I is not equal to j. Okay, here I is not equal to j. Similarly, here I is not equal to j, here also not equal to j, I 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 not equal to j. Okay, and this also I not equal to j. So all these elements, have a look. All these elements where I is not equal to j, they are 0. I is not equal to j, a12, I is not equal to j, so 0. a13, I is not equal to j, so 0. a14, I is not equal to j, so 0. Similarly, I is not equal to j, a23, 0. a24 also I is not equal to j, so this is also 0. For a34 also I is not equal to j, so this is also 0. And a21 I is not equal to j, so 0. a31, so I is not equal to j, so 0. a41 I is not equal to j, so 0. a42 I is not equal to j, so 0. a32 I is not equal to j, so 0. Okay, then a43 I is not equal to j, so 0. Now in these elements a11, a22, a33, a44, I is equal to j for these elements, a11, a22, a33, a44. So clearly for I equal to j, the element is 1, 1, 1 and 1. Okay, so such a matrix is called as, this is example of 4 cross 4 unit matrix, 4 cross 4 unit matrix or 4 cross 4 identity matrix. You can call it either unit matrix or either you can call it identity matrix. Both are correct. Okay, both are correct. You can call it unit matrix also and you can call it identity matrix also. So let us have a look at the definition in words. I have already told you the mathematical definition. I have already told you this particular mathematical definition of identity matrix. So this definition is a mathematical definition. But what about definition in words? What about the definition in words? So for definition in words, have a look. A diagonal matrix is called identity matrix. So clearly it is a diagonal matrix. You can have a look. It is a diagonal matrix clearly. It's clearly a diagonal matrix because only diagonal elements are there. Okay, other elements are 0. So it is clearly a diagonal matrix. Okay. So a diagonal matrix is called identity matrix. A diagonal matrix is called identity matrix or unit matrix if all the diagonal elements are equal and equal to unity. Okay, so you can have a look. All the diagonal elements in this particular matrix, all the diagonal elements are equal. Okay, I don't know what is happening. Okay, something is abnormal. Okay, so all the diagonal elements are equal and equal to unity, and all the non-diagonal elements are 0. Okay, so if all the diagonal elements are equal and equal to unity, so they are equal and equal to unity. Okay, and all other elements means non-diagonal elements, so all the non-diagonal elements are equal to 0. Similarly, you can have a look here also. You can have a look in this particular thing also, that all the non-diagonal elements are 0. Okay, all the non-diagonal elements are 0 and all the diagonal elements are equal. All the diagonal elements are equal and equal to unity. They are equal also and they are equal to unity also. Okay, so this is the thing. So this is the meaning of identity matrix or unit matrix. Identity matrix, or you can also call it unit matrix. Okay. So this is all about identity matrix. I have told you by giving the 3 cross 3 matrix example also and 4 cross 4 matrix example also. Thank you very much.